This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. Today's watches are still extremely fashionable and still trendy, even though they are considered luxury items. Highly desirable brands of luxury items have significant waiting periods, and this is also spilling around into several other, if not all, luxury watch models. Take note that this situation is global, and this is a normal thing even before the pandemic happened. Everything has changed dramatically ever since the pandemic hit the world, and this also affected the watch market. It happens along with the demands of the people who want to purchase timepieces, including luxury watches. Despite what is happening in the market as a result of the global pandemic that hits most of the sectors economically, more customers are still splurging on investing and purchasing timepieces amidst the pandemic. The luxury watch market is still striving to become bigger and more powerful than ever, and the demand remains to become extremely high. All of the desired models continue to have year-long queues from official retailers and command significant premiums on the secondary market. To some extent, the demand for luxury watches will fall in the event of an economic downturn. But the demand for the first and most sought-after watches remains far greater than its relative supply. And this would be the case for a long time to come in the future, whether there's a recession or there is none. Do you think Rolex AD waiting lists are starting to shrink? Come with us and find out through this video brought to you by the luxury world. If you still haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do it now so you can stay updated on our future videos. Rolex, as one of the most popular luxury watch brands in the world right now, is always expected to have a high demand. If you are new to Rolex, you might be surprised to learn that you cannot just walk into a store and purchase whatever watch model you want. The demand for Rolex watches has outstripped the supply by so much that there are years-long wait lists. Numerous authorized retailers also have waiting lists that last up to 10 years. Sounds so long, right? Sure, it must be really tiring to wait for that prolonged period. In fact, unless you are already a priority customer with significant past purchases or are exceedingly well associated in other ways, you will not even be placed on a list. We got Rolex as the top manufacturer in the world of watches, and everybody loves this brand. Everyone adores the great history of the brand and the role it has been playing since then. One of the interesting points to raise is that some people think that Rolex is no longer available at the top of the game because they are no longer at the pinnacle of their abilities and they perform the same tricks repeatedly. Some people, on the other hand, think that Rolex no longer gives their customers what they want in terms of satisfaction. People remarked that Rolex released new watches, and soon, these people will realize that these watches function the same as their other models. Nevertheless, it's a fact that as a brand that has reputable standing in the market, they have the ability to create a variety of items of its choice, and everything is possible. Rolex is just like other luxurious brands in the competition. They are the ones who always aspire to be at the top. We all know that once you are at the top, there is now a smaller space where you avoid making mistakes. Everything is done methodically, despite the rash decisions. It always goes as planned, and you go beyond for a reason. And from there, this is how Rolex wanted to play the game. As part of the process, Rolex will try to do experimentation and try to introduce new things. They will think of something different that people may like. Anything is possible, and Rolex will do just that. They intend to jump out and begin by creating 3 or 4 distinct models, for example, in order to create something new that will suit the taste of their patronizers. From that, they will make a lot of modifications and numerous innovations, even in their previous models. This makes the crowd more hyped up about their new releases. In terms of the waitlist, some might be complaining that the waitlist is excessive or it's too long. But since there's the game they are playing, you might conclude that it's the best time for you to go and buy a Rolex. This is where the different scenario on the waiting list takes place. Some people will take 9 months to wait. On the other hand, some may have been waiting for 4 or 5 pretty months. But since they were persistent about buying, they can wait for more than that. In some other cases, There are those who have been waiting on the waiting list for a couple of years already. Imagine how long they have been waiting for the right time to get a Rolex watch they have been wanting, right? Indeed, it's preferable to wait until you find the right thing, just like how these people patiently hold on to the waiting list. There are some people who are extremely resourceful and will just go directly to the authorized dealers, put their names on the waiting list, and never bought anything from the AD yet. But 2 months later, they will be able to get their watch. Seems easy and pretty fancy, but remember that this situation does not always apply to everyone. Why do people buy them while waiting for too long when they can possibly buy one right now as soon as possible? Aren't purchasing Rolexes still working the same as they used to? Everyone has seen the market right now. Guess what the flippers are doing while tanking out for the best catch? There are a lot of folks who are jumping out just to grab one in a hurry. If you are looking for a sign to buy a Rolex now and skip the long waiting lists, then this must be a good sign for you. This is your chance to purchase the watch that you want to buy. You should look into it even if it's a second-hand. Then, so be it if it works well for you. You might actually get that Rolex that you've been eyeing and the one you have been searching for. It's now the perfect time to go to an authorized dealer or find ones that you think has the watch that you are looking for. There's a better opportunity now than you ever will. One of the friendly tips is to walk into an authorized dealer and say that you want to put your name on the list and being persistent. You can choose whatever you like, and you have to know in advance exactly which one you want and go for it. Whether it's a GMT or a submariner, there are certain watches that you are going to get a little faster than those too. But what's important is that you should not forget to put your name on the list. There are always exceptions, but there's no harm in trying, right? If you have never been a customer of that AD, you can still try. Keep in mind that the wait lists are shrinking. If you really want it, you will do whatever it takes. Go out and get it. Now is the time to acquire your desired timepieces. Rolex waitlists exist, but some people pretend they do. However, some people think they do not. At the end of the day, Rolex dealers are absolutely thrilled because they sell all of their Rolex inventory before it arrives in their store. But everything has its own consequences. These dealers face the challenge of maintaining and meeting the expectations of their consumers, who are willing to spend thousands of dollars on a product they cannot have yet. The professionalism and the way how they respond to their clients is how a quality authorized Rolex dealer handles their waitlists. This is what distinguishes them from the competition. And that's it. Once again, you have now reached the end of this video. What are your thoughts about the Rolex waitlists? Do you think it really starts to shrink now? We are excited to hear your thoughts. We also encourage you to share your experience in the comment section below. If you liked this video, we will be glad if you let us know that too. Don't forget to follow us and give us a thumbs up. Once again, this is The Luxury World, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future videos.